So there's some new YouTube policies surrounding guns. So let's go ahead and review them, and then we can go ahead and discuss what my opinion of them are. Welcome back to the channel, Wolverines. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist, and I do investigations into things such as guns and 2A issues. This is my YouTube channel, John Crump News, where you can get all your 2A news a few times a week. If you can do me a big favor, like, comment, and subscribe, it helps out the channel, blah, 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 you know the drill. Today, we're going to be talking about YouTube and their new policies surrounding firearms. First, let me just say that this is nothing earth-shattering or nothing that we didn't see coming for a while, and no one's going to get banned for doing any of these things, but your videos might get age restricted unless you are a member of like NBC, CBS, or something like that, because there is an exception for those people. The new rule will age restrict your video if it has to do with 3D printing firearms. So if you make up 3D printed firearms and you show it being fired, your video has the chance of being age restricted, although YouTube can choose not to do it, but by default it's going to be age restricted. Also, if you have any type of trigger crank, bump stock, or anything that simulates automatic fire, your video can be age restricted by YouTube, which is really, really ridiculous. Now, let's go ahead and talk about suppressors. Let's say you show a homemade suppressor made from a solvent trap or a 3D printed homemade suppressor. Even if you made that suppressor legally, which I say with a grain of salt because I believe all suppressors are legal no matter what the ATF says, then they can age restrict your videos. So trigger cranks, bump stocks, homemade suppressors, 3D printed firearms are all reasons to get your videos age restricted. Also, if you show a high capacity magazine, and I say high capacity magazine because we all know it's standard capacity magazines, your video could be age restricted. Or if you show a firearm using one of these standard capacity magazines, YouTube can choose to age restrict your video, meaning that anyone under 18 cannot see your video, which isn't a big deal until you look into the advertising part. Advertisers, such as advertisers that advertise through the YouTube platform, do not like age restricted videos. So if you do videos on any of these products, your money is going to be cut because advertisers are less likely to advertise on your videos. And then there is a thing about reach. It cuts down the reach of these videos. Age restricted videos do not reach as far as non-age restricted videos, because in order to watch these videos you have to be logged into the platform, and if you're not logged into the platform you will never ever see these videos, which will lead to a direct impact on monetization. So it does hurt the creators, especially the creators from the 3D printed world or anyone that does anything with any type of firearm that accepts standard capacity magazines. Also, if you do videos with like machine guns or automatic fire, that is also another reason they will age restrict your videos. Now, I said that there is an exception for big media news organizations, and there is. If YouTube feels that the video serves a public interest, they can choose not to age restrict that video. Now, that's probably not going to apply to my videos or your videos or anyone who watches videos, but what they will do is they will probably use that exception for video from places like MSNBC, CBS, or any of the mainstream news organizations. There is definitely a two-tier system on YouTube where mainstream news organizations get a little unfair treatment, I guess you can say, because we are held to a different standard than they are. Even though we all do the news, A lot of times they have a lot more power than us small creators do. So, yeah, there are some good people at YouTube that are pro gun, and I'm not going to throw any of them under the bus. And they are working to help us out. And I've talked to them, and they're great people. But overall, there's a lot of pressure on YouTube by anti-gun organizations to shut this down. These anti-gun organizations that are putting a lot of pressure on YouTube and anti-gun politicians that are putting pressure on YouTube are probably not going to be happy with the solution. They want YouTube to go further. They would like to see all of us get kicked off the platform and have to go to another platform. Luckily, that has not happened. I think what YouTube is trying to do is they are trying to balance us with them and to come up with some happy compromise. And what ends up happening is neither side is going to be happy. I'm not happy about it. I'm sure that creators of 3D printed firearm videos aren't going to be happy about it, and I'm sure the anti-gunners aren't going to be happy about it. So what can we do? We can go to a different platform, but then that also leads to a few other problems. Our reach is probably not going to be as strong on those other platforms, and we need to fight for where we are, and we need to fight to be heard. We can go off and make hate videos on YouTube, but I don't think that really solves anything. What we need to do is push back and try to work through the system, and if that doesn't work, we'll take it to the next level and go from there. Don't get me wrong, this is not something I agree with, and it's not something that I like, but it could be a lot worse. They could have kicked us off totally, which they didn't do, which is a good thing. And I will continue to fight for our presence on the platform, while at the same time, I will be doing more stuff on alternative platforms like Rumble. For example, I think we're going to move John Crump Live to Rumble only and upload the replays to YouTube. So I am doing stuff like that, but this might not be the end. This might be just a goal of the anti-gunners, and we know the anti-gunners, they like to move the goalposts. So every time they get something, they move it a little bit further. So is the future of GunTube in trouble? I honestly don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on us. It depends on the viewers more than even us. If the viewers want the content will be here. So we have to keep on pushing back. We have to let YouTube know that we want our GunTube, and we have to be louder. We have to be the squeaky wheel so we can get the grease. With that, that's all for today, guys. Interesting little update here. Not earth-shattering news, and it's not something that we weren't expecting. And I'm surprised that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but who knows? All right, guys, that is it. So stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keep in the fight. I am out of here. Wolverines, drill. See you later. Bye.